If you're new to us, you're wondering, why is the church doing a series on the Walking Dead? Well, a while back I ran across a scripture, and it just rang different in my ears. I've read the scriptures quite a bit, but this was in Matthew, and it's the story of Jesus hanging on the cross. And he's hanging there, and someone gives him a drink on a stick, a sponge, they wet it, and they give it to him. And finally he says, "It is finished, I'm done." And his spirit is released. And in Matthew 27, verse 52, it says this: "And the tombs broke open, the bodies of many holy people who had died were raised to life. They came out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection and went into the holy city and appeared to many people." And when I read that, it was like, wow, this sounds really crazy to think that people who you knew were dead were coming back to life and going into the city. Now, it wasn't like Jesus, like I said a couple weeks ago, like Lazarus. Jesus said, "Come forth out of the tomb," or he put his hands on somebody and raised them from the dead, because Jesus did those kind of things. But this was just a group of people who had no connection with Jesus right there, got out of the grave, and I don't know how many there were. There could have been hundreds of people just walking into the city. And what that must have felt like to people who knew that, oh wow, a year ago or 2 years ago, we buried that person and now they're back to life. So it got me thinking about a show my daughter watches called The Walking Dead. Now, I don't know a whole lot about it, so I'm learning as I go about The Walking Dead. But it made me think about the people around us that are walking dead. They're walking aimlessly. They're just getting along. You go to the malls, you see the people. You have your neighbors, co-workers. It's a routine. You get up in the morning. How many feel like The Walking Dead when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and you got to go to work? It's like, yeah, Terry's pointing at Vicky because the alarm clock goes off and he doesn't have to get up anymore, but she does. Oh, I'm the one that gets up. But you just go through day after day after day after day, aimlessly, with no real end in sight. Nothing to live for. And there's people around us doing that all the time. People we have in contact. And then last week we were talking about, it's also in the church. You've got people who believe in God, but have become cold in their walk with Him. They're just like the Walking Dead. In Revelations it says, there's churches, and it says, "Church, you are not hot or cold." There's one church, he says, "You think you're alive, but you are actually dead. You are actually dead. You need to get back to life. You need to be resuscitated." So this is what this whole series is based on. And week one, we realized that the zombies' main goal in life is to eat. Eat. And they eat human beings. But how many people around us just worry about consuming? Not food, but I need this, I need that, I need this. My life will be better if I have this. My life will be better if I have a bigger house or a fancier car. And to get that car or house or whatever and realize it, I'm still not happy. They're in the consumer mode. Zombies have no sense of right or wrong. They don't care who they hurt. As long as they get their way, as long as they get fed, as long as they get what they want. They don't care who goes down. It's in the workplace. It's in all over around us. We have people that are fighting, that are struggling. I don't care as long as I get mine. That's all that matters. But we're not intended to be zombies in life. We're meant for more than that. Last week we talked about the zombies, how they walk around. They walk around with a little like all stiff and rigid because they're dying. Rigor mortis is already setting in. There actually is a point in time a zombie, by what I've learned, can only last about 3 to 4 years. They die just like we die. They're in groups of people. They're called hordes or herds. And they walk around because the bigger the horde or herd, the more they can get into. They can knock down fences. They can tear down walls. And how a body of believers is the same way. The more believers you have, they're all focused on one thing: Jesus Christ can change a whole community of zombies. 27,000 zombies, well, there's not probably 27,000 zombies, but probably about 23,000 zombies living in North Ridgeville. People that don't care about going to church. You know, they don't care about God. They think they know exactly what God is like, but they've never experienced a true relationship with God. And how a body of believers can affect those zombies around them. Zombies made food is the gray matter between our ears that some of us have, some of us don't. But they love that portion. And how Satan uses that same portion to mess us up. He gets in our brains and he twists things. He twists sayings around. So that we think, well, that person doesn't like me. Or that person, I'm not doing good enough at work. Or whatever it is that Satan uses to twist in your brain. All to make you do something you really didn't want to do in the first place. And after you did it, you regret doing it. That's his cycle. That's the vicious cycle that he wants to get you in. If he can get you in that cycle of doing it, then feeling bad, then you feel worse. Then he gets you to do it again, makes you feel worse, until he gets you to push off on the side, as far away from God, because that's his motive, is to get you away from your relationship with God. So as we found out a couple weeks ago, that zombie is a Haitian term. And that's where they originally originated, was in Haiti. And what happened was that after a person died, within 72 hours, someone could steal their soul. So actually in Haiti, what they actually do is family members will sit at the gravesite, so no one can steal the soul of their dead loved one. Well, we're not using that zombie formula. We're actually using the TV show The Walking Dead. And this is a little different. It's about a group of people that are trying to survive a zombie apocalypse. And in one episode, a group of survivors winds up at a place called the CDC. Now, anybody know what that is lately? CDC with Ebola coming around? The Center for Disease Control. And they run across a doctor who discovers something about the zombies. And I want you to watch a little video.